Hello and welcome to the tutorial slash unboxing video for Gnome Pack 1. So first up we have a couple of cards that were previously released for Desolate. We have the BFG, which is a really powerful gun, and the Knuckles items cards. So those will be included. These were all, like I said, previously released promo cards. But what's new for Desolate is something I'm quite excited about, is this little deck of cards called the Danger Deck. And anytime you confront an alien as the second card in while exploring, you'll have to draw one of these, and they will add different effects to that alien, making it more difficult for you to beat. So it's sort of I noticed through watching a lot of people play the game that people would tend to just ignore an alien if it was the first alien, if they drew an alien as the first card. And I corrected that in subsequent games, but I decided I'd revisit Desolate and add this small little feature so that if you skip an alien that's the first card and you draw an alien as the second card, it'll be that much more difficult to defeat. So you get that. There's 8 of those cards. Let's move on. Up next, we have some stuff for Dustrunner. First off, we have this 3 double-sided cards that you can add to your collection of vehicle cards that you can use to create and build different cars. Now, the base game comes with 3 cards. Now, if you add these 3 cards, it really increases the number of vehicles you can make. I believe up to 64 different combinations of vehicle by switching these parts. So I'm happy I was able to include those. Also, we have a new tracker card. There's a night run, and there is on the back side a fury run. And what these do is increase the difficulty of the game. So if you're finding the game to be a little bit easy, you can swap out the tracker card, and basically what it does is it makes it more expensive to spend your victory points. So you get that as well. Also included are some brand new, all new cards. 2 new cards for the exploration deck. The landmine, which is never fun to find, and a new enemy card, the mutant. He's also pretty tough. And then 2 new modifications that you can use to make your vehicle more interesting. So you have the wave burst and the Starlink. So this is all the content that you get for Dustrunner in this pack. Let's move on. I'll move this stuff out of the way. Next up, we have Tin Helm / Tin Realm, because a lot of these cards can be utilized for both games. So let's start off with ones you may have already seen. We have the half orc and the half folk, and on the back of them you have the druid and the skull keeper. So you get these cards along with 3 all new cards. One of them is the cat folk, which was a promotional card that came with Dragon Spark by Peter Jenk, but now it also is included in this pack. It's the cat folk with the adventurer on the back. And then 2 all new characters, the wine folk and the construct, and then on the back of that you have a brute and a seer. So if you have all of the cards, these can be used for both Tin Helm and for Tin Realm. I forgot the number of combinations. I want to say it's 132. I have it written down in the on the actual website page for the game at the Game Crafter, but it's a very high number. So that's the fun part about this system, is using very few cards. Now if you have these and all the cards that come with Tin Helm and Tin Realm, that gives you a total of 12 different characters / races to pick from. You get a huge number of characters that you can explore the game with. Also included for Tin Helm and Tin Realm, well, this is for Tin Helm specifically, is the card that comes with one of the promo cards that tells you how you can charm rats. So that I thought that should be included as well. You also get some new trapping cards, the bracers, and the cutlass, which go for the swine folk, not for the swine folk, but for some of the new cards that were added, the crystal and the bracers. And then this card was a previously released promo card, the cutlass and the charm. So you get those. You also get previously released promos, I should say, of the Lost Tomb and the Grotto. For Tin Helm. And then you also added 2 all new cards, the Endless Pit and the Crawlway. And then I decided to add 1 card for Tin Realm as well, the Dead Field, which is a nasty card. So those are all the cards in this promo pack for Tin Helm and Tin Realm. Let's move on. Now, what I found interesting is there are no previously released, or there's no promo cards for Gate/Gates in any of my games, and that now is going to change because there are 7 new cards that you can use in Gate. We have 2 all new citizen cards, the Architect and the City Crier. You have a new starting card, the Drunkard. He's a fun guy. You have a new hero, the Executioner. And then 3 new enemies, 1 for each wave. You have the Crawlbone, you have the Swine Witch, and you have the Gloom Skull. And they're all pretty nasty, and they all have special effects. And all of these cards also have special abilities as well. So that is all the stuff that you will get for Gate/Gates. Let's move on. Now I'm pretty excited about moving on to Iron Helm, because I did quite a bit of work on adding new content for that. But there is one promotional card that people have been asking for quite a while. It's the elusive Ulnrolk, who was a character released, I believe, in StoneFire, and that was the only way to get this card. Now it is finally available in this Gnome Pack. So you have that character card. I've also had quite a few people asking for some sort of trackers to keep track of all of your health and energy and stuff in Iron Helm, and they didn't want to use all the little tokens. So we now have a tracker for your health, your encumbrance, the icons. I just call them icons because I think it's funny. Your food, your energy, and your gold. So all the things that you will be tracking in the game anyways, you can now track on these cards, and it comes with all the cubes you need, including these really nice metallic ones for the different gold and encumbrance and stuff. So that is fun, and on the back are some pieces to a puzzle that I'll let you guys discover on your own. Then I decided, let's go even further with Iron Helm. Let's make a character creation system using the mechanics from Tin Helm and in some ways Dustrunner. So what I decided to make is 8 all new cards that are race on one side and class on the other. And there's 8 of them. So we have the Crawling, the Half-Orc, the Wood Elf, the Half-Folk, the Dwarf, the Merfolk, the Human, and of course the Gnome. And then on the back sides we have the Footpad, the Necromancer, the Warden, the Monk, the Cutthroat, the Nomad, trying to go as fast as I can, the Parson, and the Hedge Mage. Now what you'll do is you will choose first a race. So let's say we chose the Crawling, then you'll flip all the other cards over, and then you'll choose which class you want to use. So say maybe we want to be the Crawling and the Parson. So there we have our character. We will then add our health together to figure out how much health our character has, how much energy we have, how much encumbrance, how much we can carry, how much food, how much gold. Every race has its own special unique ability, which is new, and it will tell you here what starting skill you can pick from. So it will give you a list of a few skills to pick from, but there's more. There is also a star sign that you must pick for your character, and there's 6 cards. I'm not going to go through them all, but they're double-sided, so there's 12 different star signs you can pick from. And what these do, let's say we pick the owl, what these cards do is they determine what your proficiency at for your skill proficiency. So he is mind. It also gives you a starting morality. So this guy starts with 0 morality, so it's normal, but some of these are negative and some of them are positive morality. And they also tell you what starting trappings you can pick from a list. So that is pretty cool. And this is the most ridiculous part of this, is that between these 8 double-sided race and class cards and these 12 star signs, there is 672 different combinations for you to explore. I only memorized that number because it was so staggering and ridiculous when I did the math on it, and I think it's so wonderful. It adds so much replayability to Iron Helm for those who are diehard fans. Couple more little things. I did release the Dodo Bird, which is the only promo card that was ever released for StoneFire, so that will also be included in this pack. Then we have these 2 exciting instruction cards that tell you how to use all of these cards that come in this pack. And the last thing that I'm very excited about, because I had 6 extra cards, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with them, is I created a Dungeon Oracle. And I might make a separate video just describing ways you can utilize this deck of cards, but you can use it to roll dice, basically, to answer yes or no questions. There's all sorts of adjectives and descriptors and nouns and people and places that are listed over on the edges to help you create a story. There's also a little dungeon map that you can utilize to build your own dungeon. So it's very versatile, and they're all double-sided. So you don't just get 6, you get 12. So you can kind of shuffle these up, pick a card, and maybe start using it for helping you to do some story building. Or if you want to try to create your own little dungeon system using it, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with this. And I think it's kind of a fun way to utilize those last 6 cards. Well, that is all I have for you folks. I hope that this video was informative as to what is coming in the Gnome Pack. And thank you very much for watching.